You are such a light that even the darkness fears you. Chosen one, today you have shown once again. Those who seek to stop you only hasten their own end. Those shadows sent by Satan appeared to shake you, but they were forced to retreat in the face of your divine resistance. While they were waiting in ambush, you were center stage, shining in your victory. Because you are no ordinary person. You are a traveler whose soul is blessed and whose destiny is sealed. You walk not with words, but with energy. And it is this energy that is pinning the workers of darkness in place. This video is like a battle cry against every force that wants to silence you. Remember the light within you, because that light has once again pushed back the darkness today. While they plotted, you paved the way with prayers. And now they are coming back. But they are not running away from you. They are running away from that power in you. If you are ready, write 77 in the comments. We are revealing the truth. Your power that has been suppressed knows no chains anymore. This is your time. They believed they could undermine your journey. They watched your every move, convinced that they could pull you from the path you were destined to walk. But in the end, their efforts have backfired. The more they plotted and schemed, the more you soared. You didn't just get through it, you thrived, growing stronger with each attempt to pull you down. Now, as they stand in awe, all they can do is watch as you continue to shine, their bitterness the only thing holding them back. This is your moment, not because you outwitted them, but because you were never meant to be stopped. Your success isn't just a consequence of your effort. It's an inevitable force that could not be ignored. While they wasted their time in negativity, you were crafting your future, and now they must watch as their own sabotage unfolds into your victory. They thought they knew what would break you. They spread lies, weaving falsehoods about your intentions, hoping to plant doubt in the minds of those around you. Every word they spoke was a brick in the wall they tried to build around your success, but it only weakened their foundation. They turned allies into enemies, spread mistrust, and waited for you to falter. They believed their whispers would crumble your spirit, but instead, they only added fuel to your fire. What they didn't understand was that your strength was never theirs to take. Each attempt to tear you down only made your resolve unshakable. Their sabotage wasn't the end of your story, it was a catalyst that propelled you forward. They failed to grasp the true power within you. You weren't bound by the limits of their schemes or their calculations. Your destiny was never theirs to control, and every barrier they placed in front of you became just another step toward your ultimate victory. They thought they had calculated every move, but they underestimated the force that drives you. Your purpose was never in their hands, and now the very universe they tried to oppose is working in your favor. The more they tried to constrain you, the more you expanded, and now their efforts are just a footnote in the vastness of what you're becoming. The laws they live by couldn't contain your soul's journey. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom. For you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. Every attack they launched, every attempt to knock you down, only strengthened you. It's a phenomenon they couldn't understand. The more venom they injected into your path, the more it transformed into fuel for your growth. They wished for you to collapse under their pressure, but instead, you became unbreakable. Their fear, their hatred, their resentment, all of it fed your ascent. While they aimed to push you into darkness, you became the light they couldn't avoid. Their whispers didn't silence you. They only amplified your voice. Each strike against you only made your foundation more solid, your spirit more powerful. The universe, in its wisdom, turned their attempts into blessings for you, filling the spaces they tried to close with opportunities that were always meant for you. The journey they tried to derail wasn't just a series of small victories. It was the unfolding of something much grander, something far beyond their comprehension. Their efforts to harm you ended up accelerating your growth in ways they couldn't foresee. Each act of sabotage, each attempt to pull you down, only pushed you to new heights. The greater their schemes became, the more their plans failed. They thought they were stopping you, but in reality, they were accelerating your journey toward the extraordinary. The more they tried to pull you back, the faster you moved forward. They couldn't see the bigger picture. Every connection they tried to sever, every door they tried to close, only created space for something better. Their alliance of doubt began to fracture when the truth of your strength could no longer be ignored. Those they turned against you saw through the lies, and one by one, the foundations of their narrative began to crack. The more they tried to control, the more they lost their grip. What was meant to tear you apart only united those who saw your worth. As their plan crumbled, so did their power over the narrative. The very community they tried to poison now stands in awe of your power, supporting you in ways they never expected. The light they tried to snuff out only grew brighter. They tried to build a case against you, convincing others of your worthlessness. They used every tool at their disposal to tear down the very foundation of your dreams. They wanted to make you small, to force you into a corner where your light could never shine. But what they failed to realize was that you are bigger than their lies. Your truth was always louder than their whispers. And as they worked to manipulate perceptions, you simply kept moving forward. The more they attacked, the more you grew. Now, their lies have unraveled, and the truth of who you are is undeniable. What they didn't realize was that their efforts weren't just futile. They were catalysts for your unstoppable rise. Their every move was designed to crush your spirit, to send you off course, to dim your light. They watched you closely, crafting strategies they believed would halt your progress. But in the end, it's their very actions that have catapulted you toward greatness. Their attempts to undermine your journey have only accelerated it, propelling you into a future they feared you'd never reach. You've turned their hostility into the energy that drives you. Now, as they sit with the realization that everything they did to stop you only pushed you further along, they're forced to face the cruel truth. Their best efforts to control your destiny have made it stronger, and your triumph is a direct result of their attempts to thwart you. They thought they could isolate you, to surround you with doubt and fear. As their attempts to weaken your resolve grew more desperate, they brought others into their plan, hoping to convince the world of your shortcomings. They spread lies and slander, using others as pawns in their quest to undermine your potential. But they misjudged one vital thing. Your light was too potent to remain hidden. Every story they told, every lie they spread, only cracked open the truth more. Their efforts only made people more curious about you. And one by one, those who once doubted you began to see through their manipulation. The more they tried to discredit you, the more your strength became undeniable. And now, The very people who once believed their narrative are standing behind you, recognizing the undeniable power of your spirit. It's almost laughable when you think about it. The intricate web of lies they worked so hard to weave has unraveled completely. What they thought would bring you down has turned into the fuel that propels you higher. The narrative they carefully constructed to isolate you is crumbling under its own weight, and even those closest to them are beginning to question their version of events. What was meant to tear you apart is only binding you closer to your destiny, and in the midst of their collapse, you're emerging victorious, stronger than ever, with a community that supports you instead of fearing you. They sit in the shadows of their own creation, powerless as they watch you rise to places they never dreamed you could reach. They played their game, using every trick in the book, every underhanded tactic to try and block your path. But they didn't realize one thing. They were never playing on the same level as you. While they focused on earthly politics, you've been working in the realm of the divine. Every obstacle they placed in your way only opened a new path, a new possibility. The forces that drive you are beyond their comprehension, and the more they tried to trap you, the more you expanded. They used their tactics of control, but they could never compete with your energy, your vision, your alignment with the universe. Your success isn't just an accomplishment, it's a spiritual victory, a triumph that can't be touched by the forces they wield. They couldn't comprehend the forces at play within you. Every attack they launched only turned into something more powerful. It's not just about proving them wrong. It's about showing the world that you are capable of transcending anything they throw at you. What they thought would weaken you has only made you stronger. Your strength doesn't come from conventional sources. It comes from something beyond this plane, something that protects and elevates you with every step you take. Where they failed, you rose. Where they tried to silence you, you spoke louder. Where they sought to pull you into the dark, you became the light. This isn't mere survival. This is alchemy in motion, turning their destruction into your creation. The universe has a funny way of flipping the script. Every attempt they made to hold you back was not a defeat, but a catalyst for your transformation. As they plotted your demise, the universe was arranging the conditions for your rise. The very things they did to tear you down became the energy that lifted you higher. They didn't understand that the more they tried to trap you in a box, the more they fueled your escape. Their sabotage wasn't the end. It was just the beginning of a much larger plan, a plan that's unfolding in ways they can't even imagine. With each move they made to destroy you, you've created something far more magnificent. The very resistance they mounted became the driving force behind your breakthrough. They underestimated you in the most profound way. They believed their lies would isolate you, that their false accusations would erode your foundation. But what they didn't realize was that every attack against you only solidified your stance. With each attempt to push you down, the universe stepped in and raised you higher. Every door they slammed in your face only made way for more abundant opportunities. Every friend they turned against you created space for people who truly see you, who will walk with you as you ascend. They thought they could control your narrative, but instead, they've only amplified it, making your truth undeniable and your power undeniable to all who now stand with you. You were never meant to fit into their narrative. Your journey was always going to be greater than they could ever understand. Their attempts to belittle you, to create doubt in your path, were nothing but small shadows against the immense light you carry. They underestimated the forces that guide you, the magic that flows through your veins, and now they are powerless to stop what has already been set into motion. As they tried to close every door, they only opened the floodgates for something far grander. And now, they must watch as your power continues to grow, as your purpose becomes clearer, and as your influence expands to places they'll never reach. Their time has passed, and your rise has just begun. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporal concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. They thought they could write the story, shape the narrative, control the outcome. They invested so much in the idea that your path would end in ruin. Every plan, every scheme was designed to push you down, to make you falter. But instead, they've unwittingly played their part in your ascent. Their efforts to stop you didn't break you. They became the spark that ignited your rise. The more they tried to trap you in their version of reality, the more you broke free, climbing higher, faster, farther than they ever anticipated. Now, as their strategy falls apart, they are forced to face the overwhelming truth. The very thing they worked tirelessly to prevent is exactly what you've become: unstoppable, unshakable, and destined for greatness. The success they thought would be your undoing is now their greatest nightmare. They thought their words, their actions, could shatter your spirit. They crafted an illusion of control, making themselves believe they had the power to dictate your fate. But the moment they underestimated you was the moment they sealed their own downfall. Every word they spoke to belittle you, every underhanded move they made to block your progress, only made your resolve firmer. Now, they are left watching as you break free from their constraints, emerging not only unscathed, but stronger than they ever could have imagined. You've rewritten the narrative they carefully constructed, and now they must face the truth. Your victory was always meant to be. No amount of sabotage could ever stop your destined rise. What they failed to grasp was that their attempts to tear you down only amplified your strength. Their words were meant to break you, but they only served to build you up. Every effort to isolate you, to distance you from your goals, only drew you closer to your purpose. They tried to control the narrative, to paint you as something less. But what they couldn't see was the force driving you, a force that couldn't be swayed by their lies or manipulation. As they pushed, you accelerated. As they tried to imprison you in their limits, you broke through them. And now, with every attempt to diminish you, you've only become greater. The more they tried to pull you back, the more you expanded. Every obstacle they placed in your way has only led you to this moment of undeniable triumph. They thought they could break you. They thought they could diminish you with their schemes, their words, their calculated moves. But what they failed to realize was that their attacks weren't your downfall. They were the catalyst for your rise. The strength you now embody was forged in the fire of their opposition. Every lie they told, every story they spun, only revealed the truth of who you really are. They underestimated your resilience, your drive, and the power that flows through you. Now, they watch helplessly as you continue to ascend, unable to halt the momentum they've unknowingly fueled. Their failure is a direct result of their belief that they could control something they could never understand. The more they fought to hold you down, the higher you soared. They thought they had the upper hand, that their schemes would be the end of your story. But now, they see with clarity just how wrong they were. Every step they took to derail you only pushed you closer to your true purpose. They tried to create obstacles, but all they did was prepare you for this moment, for the victory that was always yours to claim. The very forces they hope to manipulate in their favor are the ones that have aligned with you. What they failed to see was that your path was never meant to be stopped. Now, as their plans crumble, they are left in a state of disbelief, watching as you step into the greatness they never believed possible. Your rise isn't just a victory for you. It's a cosmic truth that cannot be denied. Like a mighty river that carves its own path through rugged canyons, your spirit flows with an unstoppable force that no one can dam. Every scheme they devised to control you, every trick meant to slow you down, has only deepened the current of your strength and prepared you for a greater surge ahead. Everything they thought they could use to hold you back or steer your course against you has instead become the fuel for your next leap of faith. They spent countless hours plotting and planning, trying to break your spirit, only to end up igniting a fire within you that burns brighter with each attempt. Their plans have crumbled into nothing more than scattered remnants, like dust caught in the wind, while your momentum grows with every step you take. They believed they could destroy you with their intricate schemes and deceptions. But what they failed to see is that you are far more powerful than the most elaborate of their designs. Their greatest mistake was thinking they could control something that was always destined to be free, something that was always beyond the reach of their grasp. Your strength comes from a deep well of divine purpose, a light that cannot be dimmed by the shadows of their false promises. Now, as their grip on the illusion of control slips away, they are forced to watch from the sidelines. From those dark corners, they see your power expanding, your light growing stronger and more brilliant with each passing day. Their tricks, their lies, and their attempts at manipulation cannot change the truth of who you are. No matter what they do, nothing can stop the inevitable flow of your success, an unyielding stream of prosperity and divine favor. You see, the challenges they set before you were not obstacles meant to halt your progress. They were stepping stones, leading you to the greatness that lies ahead. Every negative word, every attempt to undermine your worth, has instead propelled you to greater heights. It's as if the very energy they sent out to bring you down was redirected by the universe, turning their bitterness into a blessing for you. Their efforts have become the very catalyst for your transformation, a powerful testimony that the plans of man are no match for the will of the divine. In this moment, you stand as a living example of resilience, a beacon of hope for all who believe that no matter how fierce the opposition, the light within will always prevail. Your journey is a reminder that true power does not come from external validation or the approval of those who seek to control you. It comes from an unwavering connection to a higher purpose, a divine blueprint that was written for you long before any of their schemes were hatched. Your ability to rise above the noise, to let the trials of those who wish to see you fail become the very stepping stones to your destiny, is nothing short of miraculous. It's a story of triumph that echoes through the corridors of time, a story of a spirit that refused to be confined by the limitations imposed by others. Instead, you embraced the challenges, learning from each setback and transforming every negative into a surge of strength and determination. As you move forward, remember that your success is not measured by the opinions of those who try to hold you back, but by the fulfillment of your own divine potential. The universe has a way of rewarding those who stand firm in their truth, who allow their inner light to shine regardless of the darkness around them. Every time they attempt to dim your shine, the universe responds by magnifying your brilliance even more. Your path is lit by a force that is greater than any human scheming, a force that is as eternal and unchanging as the stars in the sky. So hold your head high and keep your gaze fixed on the horizon. Embrace the power that comes from knowing who you truly are, a person of unwavering conviction, guided by a higher purpose. Every trial you overcome, every obstacle you face, only serves to prepare you for the greater blessings that await. And while they continue to cast their fleeting shadows, you remain bathed in the radiant light of truth and destiny. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially, far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide your path. Their attempts at control, once thought to be formidable, are now nothing more than echoes of a past that has no hold on your future. Your success flows like a mighty river, unstoppable and ever-changing, carrying with it the promise of new beginnings and the assurance that nothing can derail your course. The momentum you've built is not just a fleeting force, it is a testament to the power of faith, resilience, and the eternal spark within you that no one can extinguish. In the end, the only thing that matters is that you continue to rise, fueled by the very challenges they set before you. Their plans have become the wind beneath your wings, propelling you toward the abundant blessings that are your birthright. And as you journey onward, let every step be a declaration that you are not defined by their limitations, but by your limitless potential. A potential that, like the gentle yet relentless flow of a river, will always find its way to the ocean of divine destiny. They thought their falsehoods would be your prison, their doubts your chains. But what they failed to see was the strength of your foundation. Every word they spoke, every doubt they cast, only served to strengthen your resolve. Their attempts to manipulate the people around you have only drawn more allies to your side. Their efforts to isolate you have only brought you closer to your truth. Now, as they watch their lies unravel, they must face the reality. Their opposition has been nothing but a catalyst for your rise. The universe has seen to it that every attempt to destroy you has only fueled your forward motion. Now, they are the ones trapped in a world where their influence means nothing, and your path is already paved with the blessings they tried to block. You've become the very thing they feared. Their hatred, their scheming, their plots, they've all contributed to the force that now drives you. They can no longer control the outcome. Their plans were never yours to dictate, and now they must come to terms with their inability to manipulate what was always beyond their control. Your rise wasn't just inevitable, it was the product of forces much greater than anything they could ever summon. What they fought to prevent is the very thing that's meant to be. And now, as their power fades into insignificance, you continue to soar. Their failures are your victories, and there's nothing they can do to stop the momentum you've created.